at here, we have more match of traffic. Actually, we have the zone-based firewall now work. As you saw, R1 cannot send ICMP packet to the router 3, but R1 can send telnet traffic to the router 3, and also it can receive the reply. Because of that, our policy now work. Okay, you know that in the zone-based firewall, we should apply policies to the zone pair, inside, outside. Now, in this scenario, until now, we configured the from inside to outside inspect action, okay, only for telnet traffic, not other traffic. All right, now let me to configure the next policy. In the next policy, we want to allow traffic from the, for example, outside to DMZ, and also from the DMZ to outside. Actually, we need to configure new zone pairs, and also we should apply the policy. You know that I want to allow all traffic, not only, for example, telnet traffic. Okay, let me to configure the policy from the zone DMZ to outside, and also outside to DMZ. Actually, now we need two, for example, zone pair. Okay, because you know that I want to use pass option, not inspect here. You know that when we use inspect, actually it means that if a traffic pass from inside to outside, the reply of this traffic can return from the outside to inside. But here I want to show you the pass functionality. In pass functionality, we allow only in one direction. For example, we allow traffic from, for example, DMZ to outside, and again from outside to DMZ, we should use the next pass option. It is useful for better understanding the concept. Because of that, I will use the pass option here. In the router 2, first let me to configure the policies, and after that we can talk about the zone pair security. You know that we need the next policy. The first policy's name is inside outside, and we applied this to IO, for example, zone pair security. Now we want to allow a policy, okay, to apply a policy from DMZ to outside. Let me to use a policy map. Okay, here we have policy map type inspect. Okay, and after that, you know that we want to, for example, allow all traffic, not a specific type of traffic. Policy map type inspect from DMZ, okay, to outside. This is the name of our policy, DMZ outside. And here we should configure a class map, or we should use a class. As you know, we didn't configure any ACL because I want to allow all traffic. You can use class type inspect, okay, and then class default. You know that we have a class, we call it class default. In the class default, all traffic, okay, that doesn't match with a specific type of with the previous class maps can match with this traffic. Actually means all traffic. Class type inspect, class default. Now here you can use the action of pass. That's it. Okay, and if you want, here you can use the option of log if you want to see the log of matched traffic. Here let me to use the log option. Now we have a policy map, the type inspect, the DMZ to outside, class type inspect, class default means all traffic, pass and means please pass the traffic from DMZ to outside, and also log it. You know that with this configuration only we will pass traffic from DMZ to outside, because we didn't receive the answer. I will configure the next policy, but for now let me to show you the configuration of zone pair security. Look at here, I'm configuring the next zone pair security. Zone pair security, the name of this zone pair is DO. DO means DMZ outside. Okay, the source of this zone pair, okay, is the DMZ zone. Okay, and destination is the outside zone. So easy. Now let me to apply our service policy, actually service. Here I'm going to use service policy and then type inspect. Okay, and after that the name of our policy DMZ outside. So easy. Let me to configure it here. You know that now without any policy, if you use ping command, for example here in the router 4, I'm going to use ping 10233. Look at here, we don't have connectivity. It is obvious because here we have two different zones, and between the zones we don't have connectivity by default. Now in the router 2, first configure terminal policy map, okay, type inspect. The name of our policy map is DMZ outside. For class, type inspect class default. This is the default class that we have, means all traffic. Okay, please use the function of pass, okay, and then with log option. I want to show you the logs. And after that, let me to configure the zone pair. Here we have the zone pair security. The name of this zone pair is DO, means from the DMZ to outside, and then the source is DMZ zone, okay, DMZ, and after that destination is the outside. So easy, okay. And here we can apply this, the service policy. Here, service policy type inspect. The name of our policy is DMZ outside. Okay. Look at here. Now, if you send traffic from the R1 to the 10233, means the router 3, telnet or ping, let me to use from the R2, let me to use from the R4. This is the R4, again ping. Look at here, 1023. We don't have the connectivity because the traffic only pass from the R4 to from the DMZ zone to the outside zone, but the answer, the reply cannot return. Here in the router 2, you can see the log. Log means, look at here, we have in this time we have a traffic, okay, from the default class, okay, and here the router 2 passed the ICMP packet, okay, the source is 10244, destination is 10233, but the answer cannot return. Because of that, we don't have any reply. Let me to allow the answer. Here we can use the next policy map. Look at, if you want, you can use the same policy map that we configured before, but let me to configure the next policy map type inspect from outside to the DMZ, okay, and then class map type inspect class default, means all traffic, and then here pass log. Now we should apply it to new zone pair. This is the new zone pair security. OD means outside to DMZ. Source is the for example outside zone, and destination is the DMZ zone. Service policy type inspect. The name is outside, then for example DMZ. So easy. Let me to configure it. In the CLI, this is the CLI of the router 2. Configure terminal. First, a policy map type inspect. The name of our policy is outside DMZ, and then for class map, class type inspect, class default, okay, class default, use pass option, okay, and with log. So easy. And after that, let me to configure the zone pair, new zone pair. Now we have 3 zone pair. Zone pair security. The name is OD, means outside to DMZ, and then source is outside, destination is DMZ. Okay, please service the policy of security, service policy type inspect. The name of our policy is outside DMZ. Okay, so easy. Show zone pair. Look at here, we have 3 zone pair. Show zone pair security. We have 3 zone pair. Zone pair inside. Okay, as you can see, IO means inside, outside. The source is inside, destination outside. Service policy inside, outside. Then DO means DMZ to outside. Source zone DMZ, destination zone outside. Service policy DMZ outside. We applied this policy. Zone pair OD means outside to DMZ. And then source is outside, destination is DMZ, service policy outside DMZ. Okay, now look at here, from R4 now we have connectivity, so easy. And also in the router 2 you can see the log of pass of traffic. Because of that, actually now you can identify, you can understand the difference between the inspect and pass. When you configure inspect, actually the stateful firewall works. What does it mean? It means that when traffic from inside to outside pass, the router 2 should keep the state. And after that, when the reply came back to the router 2 should allow it to the, for example, inside. But when you use pass, actually this is a unidirectional pass. Okay, it means that R2 should pass traffic from DMZ to outside. But if you want to allow the traffic from outside to inside to DMZ, again you should configure